We're gonna take one more leg lift and then hold your leg up. You're gonna just start to bend your knee and the heel will come towards the bum and then straighten the leg long. So just bend the knee, the heel will come in and then stretch that leg long. Take a few more. Then the next time that your knee is bent, hold it bent and make circles with your right leg. Now, as your right thigh moves, the left thigh is completely still, no movement there. Your left hip, completely still. Watch out for when your right knee gets really wide to the right, that the left hip doesn't try and like fall over to the left. Keep the left leg really steady. It will just bring more strength to your core that way. And of course, moving the leg, I hope you can feel some strength building through the back of your hamstring and glute. One more time like that. And then just place that knee down below the hip. Now, keeping the thighs still, we're gonna do tricep dips. You're gonna bend your elbows. The forearms are gonna come low and keep them narrow. Then push the arms straight. Bend the elbows in and back. Make sure that the bum, just like the hips, stay over top of your knees as you move. And that way that the strength will really be held through the backs of the arms. Now, I should say that the elbows may not touch the ground when they bend back and in. Don't worry if they do or don't. Just if you feel the strength through the backs of the arms, then we're all good. Usually it doesn't take very many. Sometimes I feel it on the very first one. So you should feel strength through the backs of the upper arms, so long as the hips don't press back. One more time. And then keep the arms long. Straighten your left leg back behind you, top of the toes on the floor. Then you're gonna start to exhale, straight leg lift. Inhale, it comes down. Exhale, leg is lifting. Inhale, back down. Keep going like that. Good. Push into your hands. Let your shoulders just draw back from your ears. Keeping the low belly really lifting up towards the back so the back and the core are strong, holding still. You'll notice almost in all the movements, there's what to move and then where to be still. The next time that your left leg's up, you're holding it up. Keep the thigh bone still, just bend your knee, heel towards the bum, and then straighten your leg long. Bend your knee in, and then straighten the leg long, keep going. Make sure everything that we're doing, feels good at your knees. If it feels like too much to really draw that heel in, then you can just reduce the movement. Do whatever you need though. The next time your knee's bent, hold it bent, and then just make circles with your left leg with a bent knee. Make sure that the shoulders don't come anywhere close to your ears as you are holding in table so long. I know it's a long time to be in table. Definitely a challenging way to start the class in tabletop, getting our arms, core, back, glutes, all working right away here. One more big circle, and then place that knee all the way down. Now, if you're going to use weights, you can grab your weights and lift yourself up into high knees. So the hips will be right over top of the knees here. Hands beside your arms beside you. And you're going to step your right foot forwards. We're gonna try and tuck our back toes. Good, and then we're gonna try and stand all the way up. So you're gonna lean forwards a little bit and stand all the way up. Keep letting your left leg come back. So you're gonna let your left toes come back and then let your knee come down. Keep shoulders kind of over the hips, standing all the way up. Good work. Trying to get a lot of strength for the back of the glute and hamstring in that front leg and your right leg. Just keep going like this. Keeping the shoulders heavy. I find actually holding on to the weights reminds me to keep my shoulders relaxed away from my ears. Good. Now we're gonna add on a little bit. As we lift our left leg, we're gonna let the knee come up. So it's like your knees hip height, and then we're gonna step way back. God, it's tough. We're gonna go slowly lifting the left knee and then taking the left leg way back. 2 more times. This one I find I really feel it through the back of the glute. Try and just look at the same spot on the ground. Only look at one spot. It'll help for your balance. And then when your left knee comes down, we're gonna stay there. You can untuck the toes if you like. Turn your palms to face backwards. Then we're just gonna lift the arms all the way up, wrists over the shoulders, and then arms all the way down. Good job. Can you feel the back of your front leg? Good. I can feel it on the back of my front leg. Trying to get strength through our upper back, mostly from the weight of our arms. A little bit extra from these weights, but not too much. The next time the arms are up, hold them up, one arm at a time. Right elbow will pull down and then press up. Left elbow down and up. Good. Right and left. If the weights ever feel too heavy, you just do everything that we're doing, just the weight of the arms. It sounds really light to hold 2 pounds, but it ends up not feeling light after a few minutes. The next time that your left elbow or arm pushes up, let your arms come forward, just wrist as high as the shoulders. We're gonna row back, both arms back and forwards, both arms back, good, and forwards. Keep going. 3 more times. 1, 2, good, and 3. When your arms press forward, just let your arms come down, wrist below the shoulders. Take that right leg back, take your left leg forward, tuck your right toes. Going slowly. Make sure as you start to lean forward, the shoulders and hips kind of come together. And then you'll lift yourself all the way up, standing, and then step way back, right knee down. Keep going. Right leg is the moving leg, but the left leg, the left glute is where we're gonna end up feeling just a lot of work. A lot of the strength that we get in this class, I hope just makes it, easier to move all the other times of your day when you're not here. This next one, we're gonna try, go slow, lift that right knee up to the height of the hip, and then take that right leg back, knee down. Going slow, lifting your thigh up and trying to step way back. Good. 2 more times. No rush. Last one. When your knee comes down, we can untuck the toes. We'll start to just lift our arms up and then take the arms back down. Lift the arms up tall. Good, and down. Two more like that. Here's one. Right, and two. Hold the arms up. Right elbow down, up, left, down, up, right, down. Good, left. Keep going. One more either arm. Then we're gonna let our arms just stretch forward. Let the palms face down to the ground. Row elbows back, press them forward. Try and keep the elbows up so they're kind of around the height of the shoulders. Keep going. If it feels really heavy, you can always do one arm at a time. So one arm is, I want to say resting, but when the arms are up, they're not really ever resting. Two more. Last one. When your arms press forward, just let your arms come all the way down. Now, try and take that front leg back. Take your weights down to the ground. We don't need them just now. I'll mirror you. You're gonna let your left leg stretch out to the side. Okay. Then let both of your arms stretch out wide too. Really press down at your left foot so that that doesn't leave the ground. Then let your right fingers tap to the floor. Left arm will reach way over the head. And we're gonna just lift ourselves all the way up to center. Keep going like that. Reaching that top arm way over the top ear. Good, and then what I want is for the left obliques to lift you up. So it's not so much of a push from that right hand. You're just letting the side of the waist do the work. Good, the fan is so loud in here. The next time that your hand is down, stay there. Just take your left hand onto your hip, and then we're gonna start to lift the left leg and take it down. This side of the glute will work a lot here. Lift, and the sides of the waist are gonna be working just to really help to hold the back long. I just do on my fingers because it lifts me up higher from the ground, and it helps to make it easier to keep the length in the side. The fingers can tire out pretty quickly though, so if you want to press down on your hand, that's okay. One more time, and then we're gonna hold that leg up. You're gonna just bend your knee, then make some circles with that top leg. Good, so same circles that we already did when we were in table earlier, but now just a little bit more work to hold your back long. The other glute. Oh yeah. Is it like a cramp? You can just rest for a second. Good, and then you can just stretch your leg long and then lift all the way up. Good, and then take that knee in. Just for the other side, if you want. So I find that the lift away from the ground is important. So if you want, you can use your block underneath your hand. We can try it on the side. So you're gonna let your right leg stretch out to the side, arms out wide. Really press down into your right foot, and then even just try and tap towards the block, and then lift yourself up. I just tap down to the block. This will help to keep that length. The ground is really far away. So let's see how this goes on this side. Great. Two more times, just like that. Trying to get oblique strong. Now keep your left hand down, right hand onto the, did we do something different before? We did something. Let me try and remember, but I know we did this. So we'll just lift and lower. Good. This way, even if you come up onto your fingers or take the block even higher on the second height, it's way easier to have the length through the sides. You don't need to worry so much. And if the neck feels, I always find it's hard to keep the neck really long. So you can always look down to the floor and it just takes any kind of strain away from your neck here. It's up to you where you want to look, but looking down definitely gives a bit more relief. It's okay. Hold the leg up, just bend your knee. We got to do our circles. Try for 4 more circles. 1, 2, 3. Good, and 4. Just straighten your leg out wide, lift yourself all the way up, slide that knee in. Now we're gonna just come down to our bum. So take your ankles to one side. You can have your block nearby in case you wanna use it, and take your feet forwards now. So we're definitely gonna use, if you're in this room, we're gonna use the squishy ball quite soon. So have that somewhere where you can reach. Just hold behind the backs of your knees and make sure there's lots of space to lay down behind you. Then you're gonna lean back a little bit so the shoulders come behind the hips. Then try and let the breastbone like lift up so that the back stays super long. A few times you're gonna reach your arms forward. You're gonna reach your arms out wide to the side and then just back in, and then arms up to the ceiling and back down. So the arms will reach out wide and in. Arms are gonna reach up tall and down. Out, in, up, and down. One more time. Out, in, good, up, and down. Just catch your knees, just lift yourself up. Take your hands now right behind you. Fingers are gonna face forward. Then you're gonna bend your elbows and you're gonna come down onto your forearms. Legs will lift up one at a time to tabletop so the knees stay right over top of the hips and table. Squeeze your legs together, legs come over to the right. And then exhale, lift your legs to center. Legs over to the left. Good, and up. So you'll notice when I move, I don't really let the legs like fall all the way to the ground because I find that you get the strength much before that, so long as the knees don't come in towards you. But if you're finding like there's so much strain at the front of the hip or at the core, then that's when I would say let the thighs come in. But if you're not feeling too much strain at the front of the hips and just moderate work for the core, keep your knees forward, not close to the belly or the ribs. If you're thinking this is fine, I just want a little bit more work, you're going to straighten your legs. When your legs come to one side, you reach them really long, then you bend your knees, slide the legs to center, legs to the other side, you reach them out really long, straighten the legs. It's gonna, the farther that the feet come from the hips, the more and more work it's gonna be for your obliques. Make sure that the chest is still lifting, just like we practiced before our elbows came down, we were pressing the breastbone forwards. That way, we're gonna keep the length in the upper back. Make sure you're not holding your breath, whatever you're doing. We're breathing the whole time. Good. Now, one more time either way, right and left. And then we'll just pause back and center. We're not done though. So we'll go back to center. Knees are right over the hips again. Shins are flat with the ceiling, and then marching, right toes tap to the ground. The knee comes way farther forward than the hip, and then the leg comes in. Left toes tap down, knee way farther forward than the hip. Good. Great. So really light with the taps, with the feet, with the toes. Nice work. Keep pushing into the elbows. I find it for me too, when I'm here for so long with the forearms on the ground, that is really easy to just relax and curl the shoulders forward. So trying everything you can to keep the shoulders back. One more time, either leg. And then when your left leg lifts up, 1 foot at a time down to the ground. Now you're gonna come down to the ground. You're gonna take the squishy ball, if you have it, and slide it right below the very low back, so right at the sacrum. It should be quite far forward. Like when I reach for where the squishy ball is, when my legs lift up, the ball is kind of almost even forwards of the button, like it's quite far forward. Then just take the arms on the ground beside you and keep your legs up in table. So Andrea at home, if you don't have the squishy ball, just legs in table and the back is neutral. Then we're gonna start again with our marching. So right toes are gonna tap down and lift, left toes down and lift. Good. Now we can relax our neck probably a little bit more than how we just were when we were on our elbows, but it is going to be a little bit more challenging if you're on the squishy ball. For more of a challenge, as one of your legs lifts up, let your other leg come down. So both legs would just be moving all the time, no stopping, unless you're tired out and you need to rest. But otherwise, no stopping, both legs just moving continuously. The next time that your left leg is on its way up, just let both legs be up and stretch both legs way to the ceiling, tall. Ankles are over the hips. Point your toes so your legs are completely long. Single leg lifts, right leg floats down, just any amount, and then lift the leg back up. Left leg floats down again, just any amount, and then we're lifting it up. Right leg down and up. Left leg down and up. Good. If you're like, this feels so balanced, I'm totally in control here, you can reach your arms up to the ceiling. Then I want you to reach the opposite arm to leg out to the side. So as your right leg comes down, your left arm reaches out wide, and then they both lift up. As your left leg comes down, your right arm reaches out to the side and back up. So opposite leg and arm move, arms go wide, legs go forward. The next time that your left leg and right arm lift, pause there, bend your knees to table, one leg at a time down to the ground. Take the squishy ball out if you have it, lower your back down. If you're here, let's actually just put the squishy ball between the inner thighs. I find it really gives a lot of extra strength here. So if you have the squishy ball, just squeeze in like a medium grip, not as hard as you can, but you're working, you'll know you're working. Start to come into bridge lifts. The heels are right below the knees. You're gonna roll the hips up towards the ceiling slowly. Then we're rolling the back just down to the ground slow. Hips press up to the ceiling. Back lowers down to the ground. I'm just watching for a second. Good. Try and press down at your heels and your toes so it's all even throughout your feet. Really, the strength is at the glutes and the hamstrings. If you have the squishy ball, you'll be feeling it at your inner thighs too, quite a lot. The next time you're in your bridge, you're gonna stay in your bridge so hips will stay up. Then lift your heels off of the ground so your toes are down and your heels are up like you're wearing a high heel shoe. Then let your heels come down and lift back up. Down and up with your heels. Keep doing that. Good. You're just in your bridge the whole time. We're doing little calf lifts. We're getting tons of work. Calves, hamstrings, glutes, inner thighs. You're trying to relax around your neck. You're trying to relax around your shoulders. I'm just turning the lights down a little bit so that it's not so bright over your eyes. I know it makes it pretty dark, but the next time your heels are up, just keep your heels up in your bridge. Then start to pulse your hips up. So your glutes will just soften a little bit for the hips to come down, and then the glutes really work to come back up to the top of your bridge. Your heels just stay up the whole time so that the calves are getting maximum work. Glutes are getting lots of work. If you ever feel like cramps in the glutes or the hamstrings because we do so many repetitions, you just rest and then come back in. Make sure it feels really comfortable. Well, as comfortable as this is. Take 3 more pulses with the hips. And then on your third one, we're gonna just lower the back all the way down to the ground slow. Then let your heels come down last. Take the squishy ball away if you have it. Then we're gonna reach our right leg straight to the ceiling, arms straight to the ceiling. We're gonna float the right leg forward, arms stretch back behind us. Then we're gonna lift your leg all the way up and let your fingers tap towards your shin. So we're gonna let the leg come forwards, both arms reach behind you. Then let the arms and the leg lift. Keep it going like that. Try and keep your back really still. The more still you are through your back, then of course, the more strength you're gonna get through your core. We wanna make sure that the hips don't like wiggle side to side or the back has no arching. We're just keeping very still. You'll know you're keeping really still if your core is getting tired out after doing so many. The next time that your leg is coming towards the ground, keep your foot around hip height and keep your arm stretching back behind you, hovering from the ground though. Then just start to pulse your right leg. It's low to the floor, but it's just lifting maybe 2 inches and then coming back down 2 inches. Your arms are just hovering behind you on the ground. Even reaching the arms up and letting them hover is going to give you strength through your arm. Take 2 more pulses here. And then lift your leg and your arms all the way up. Just bend your knee, foot down to the ground. Left leg straight up. Same on the left side, left leg forwards, arms reaching behind you, and then lift your leg and let your fingers tap towards your shin. So fingers come towards the leg and then arms can reach completely behind you. Good. Keeping that back steady. Think about your front ribs. Almost think about having like a weighted blanket over the front ribs so that you couldn't really like flare the chest too much. Okay, 2 more like this, and then you're gonna hold your leg low towards the ground, stretch your arms back behind you, and then you're gonna pulse your leg just low to the floor. So the leg will just be an inch off the ground and then even an inch higher than that. Good, the arms are just hovering so that we're getting that strength for our back and our shoulders. Take it 2 more pulses. And then you'll lift your leg and your arms all the way back up to meet. And then just bend your knee foot to the ground. Now keep your arms reaching up. Your palms will face forward. Heels are right below the knees. Lift the hips in a bridge, arms push down to the ground. And then lower your back down and reach your arms up. Lift the hips up, arms press to the ground. And then lower your back down and the arms reach tall. Hips lift up, arms push down all at once. Back comes down, arms lift up. Take it once more. Good, and then when your back touches the ground and your arms are up, just reach your arms way back behind you on the ground. Straighten your legs on the floor so you're completely long. Then we're gonna start to roll all the way up to sitting. And then forward fold over the legs. And then roll back to sitting. Arms will reach forward. And we just roll all the way down to the ground. If you want to use your hands to help you get down or up, that's fine. Just exhale, roll all the way up and then forward fold over the legs. Then lift yourself all the way up and come back down. We'll just take it one more time. Rolling all the way up. Good, and then rolling all the way down to the ground. Now you're gonna just roll onto your right side. So you can bend your left knee, just roll onto your right side and then straighten both legs long. So I want the legs to be stacking. It's gonna be like you're standing, but you're just lying down. Left hand is in front of you on the ground just for balance, and just make sure that the chin is off of the chest here. Squeeze your legs together. We're gonna do double leg lifts. Lift both legs and then take them down. Lift both legs together and take them down. Keep going like that. Good. I can see you guys in the mirror, but I just want to see. Nice. So as we take our double leg lifts, lying on our side, our top obliques and our left obliques are going to be working so much to help us. Inner thighs are strong, keeping the legs together. Top outer glute, really, really strong here. And next time your legs are up, you're going to hold your legs up. Now keep the bottom leg completely still. Just lift and lower the top leg. Keep the bottom leg just hovering off of the ground. This way, we're going to get tons of strength through these left obliques through the side here. And the bottom inner thigh is going to be feeling it, keeping the leg up. Just take 2 more like this. 1. Good, and 2. And then when your leg comes down, both legs can come down. Just bend your knees. Now you're going to have your knees forwards of your hips, your toes just a little bit back behind your knees. Then we're just going to lift our top leg and then just take it down. Lift the top leg with a bent knee. Good, and take it down. Keep it going like that. Up and down. Up and down. This time, hold your leg up. Stretch your leg completely long. Flex at your ankle like you wanted to kick something below you. And then let your legs just slide forward and let your legs slide back. No, it's not touching the ground. Just let your legs slide forward. No problem here. Let your legs slide back. Good. So we're strengthening all around our hip and the glute and the core as well. Lots of strength in, just a small movement. One more time sliding forward and one more time sliding back. You'll bend your knee, place that leg all the way down. We're going to use our front hand to push ourselves all the way up. Then we're just going to let our feet come to the other side and slide onto our left side. Unless you want to look in the mirror, you can set up however you like. It is helpful to have the mirror. So then we're all on our left side. Legs are long, legs are stacked, ankles are right below the hips. Use your front hand for a little bit of support, not too much, and then start to lift and lower your legs. So sometimes we end up pushing into the right hand with the hopes that it's going to help let our legs come off the ground. But just try and stay really, really soft with how much weight is underneath that right hand. Just having a look, try and imagine, I don't know, something very important was between your heels and you did not want to drop it. Good, so the legs are staying together. It will really let the inner thighs have a chance to work even more than they already have today. The next time your legs are up, hold your legs still. Keep your bottom leg completely still, lift and lower your top leg. Top leg lifts and down. Bottom leg is completely steady, hovering from the floor. Keep breathing. Watch out if you're holding your breath. Last one. And then let your legs both come all the way down. Bend your knees. Could you feel the side of your waist kind of relax when your legs come down? Yeah. Well, let's start to just lift and lower the top leg. Top leg just hovers over the bottom leg. I didn't say, I should have said earlier, but if it's not comfortable on your top arm or anything, you can just slide your block underneath your ear so that your arm doesn't have to be extended the whole way over the head. Whatever feels good. Maybe right away, feeling the work in the outer glute here. The next time your leg's up, you're going to hold your leg up. Then we're just going to kick the leg long and bend the knee back. Kick your leg long and bend your knee. 2 more times. Leg stretches and bends. This time, hold your leg long. Now with a long leg, you're going to just slide your leg forward and then slide the leg back. Trying to keep your right hip, your top hip, pretty still. So we don't really want movement at the hip. We just want the thigh to slide forward and back. Great work. Just a reminder to keep relaxing at your neck so your head is just resting easily down on your arm. One more time forward, and then one more time back. Just bend your knee, let your leg come down. Use your front hand just to push yourself up. Now we're gonna just do one stretch here. You're gonna have your knees bent, take your hands behind you. You're gonna start with your left leg. You're gonna cross left ankle over the right thigh. And then if you need the stretch to be a little bit less, you can take your front foot forwards. If you need the stretch to be more, you can take the foot in. So whatever you need to make it feel like it's enough of a stretch for the outer glute and the knee and thigh can push away from you for a deeper stretch. Good, and then switch legs, let that foot come down and then let your right Ankle, this one will feel more because we were just working there. Feels much more intense. And then same thing, foot can slide forwards or back or in towards you if you need the stretch deeper. Just like 2 or 3 more breaths holding there. We did a lot of work for the outer glutes and just the glutes in general. Good, and then you can take that foot down and you're all finished. Thanks for coming. If you have any questions, just let me know.